The quest for overcoming challenges is one of the most impressive hallmarks of the human spirit. From the earliest flights to the depths of the oceans, men and women push their own limits in the name of glory, science, or a place in the Guinness World Records. But not every attempt to make history ends with applause. Some cross the thin line between courage and recklessness, resulting in tragedies. It is these cases that you will learn about today. Sandra Nath Roy was an Indian stuntman known for his extraordinary feats involving the use of his own hair. In 2011, he entered the Guinness World Records by traversing 82.5 meters on a zip line, suspended only by his ponytail, at Neemrana Fort in Rajasthan, India. The following year, in 2012, Roy pulled a 42-ton locomotive for 2.5 meters using his hair in a demonstration of strength. Unfortunately, on 28th of April 2013, during an attempt to surpass his own record, Roy passed away. He was attempting to cross the Teesta River in the state of West Bengal, India, suspended by his hair on a zip line measuring 183 meters in length and 20 meters in height. After covering about 40% of the route, his hair became caught in the equipment, leaving him hanging for approximately 25 minutes. With no medical assistance on site, Roy suffered a heart attack and was declared dead upon arrival at the hospital. The tragedy highlighted the importance of rigorous safety measures in high-risk performances. Local authorities reported that the event did not have the necessary permits and lacked adequate medical support. Audrey Mester was a French freediver specializing in the no-limits category, in which the athlete descends with the aid of ballast and returns to the surface using a lift bag. Born on 11th of August 1974, she stood out in the sport by setting world records, including a dive to 130 meters in 2001. However, on 12th of October 2002, at the age of 28, Audrey attempted to break the world free diving record by reaching 171 meters in the waters of Bahia Hibi in the Dominican Republic. Unfortunately, during the attempt, a critical failure occurred when the compressed air cylinder responsible for inflating the lift bag was empty, preventing her rapid ascent to the surface. She remained submerged for over 8 minutes, was rescued unconscious, and was later declared dead at the hospital. The tragedy sparked controversy, especially regarding the organization of the dive led by her husband and fellow diver, Francisco Pipin Ferreras. Critics pointed to the lack of proper safety equipment, an insufficient number of rescue divers, and the absence of medical staff on site. Additionally, Ferreras reportedly prevented other team members from checking the compressed air cylinder before the dive. Lee Taylor was an American boat pilot who devoted his life to pursuing the world water speed record. In 1967, he set a new record by reaching 459 kilometers per hour with his jet boat Hustler on Lake Guntersville, Alabama, United States. After losing the record to the Australian Ken Warby in 1978, Taylor built the Discovery II, a rocket-powered boat with the aim of reclaiming the title. On 13th of November 1980, during a test on Lake Tahoe, Nevada, United States, the Discovery II became unstable at approximately 432 kilometers per hour, disintegrated, and sank. Taylor's body was recovered 3 days later, still strapped to the submerged cockpit. Taylor's fatal attempt reflects the extreme dangers associated with pursuing water speed records. Since 1930, 7 of the 13 pilots who attempted to break the world water speed record have lost their lives. Jessie Combs was an American professional driver, television host, and metal fabricator, known as the fastest woman on 4 wheels. Sadly, on 27th of August 2019, at the age of 39, she died during an attempt to break the women's land speed record in the Alvord Desert, Oregon, United States, as part of the North American Eagle Project. During the attempt, the jet-powered vehicle she was piloting reached an average speed of 841 kilometers per hour. However, a failure in the front wheel, possibly caused by an object in the desert, resulted in wheel collapse and the subsequent fatal crash. The official cause of death was determined to be blunt force head trauma, which occurred before the vehicle caught fire. In June 2020, the Guinness World Records posthumously recognized Combs' achievement, establishing her as the fastest woman in history on land. Nick Piantanida was an amateur American parachutist who, in the 1960s, became known for his daring attempts to set the world record for freefall from the stratosphere. On 22nd of October, 1965, Piantanida made his first attempt with the strato-jump wand balloon. However, a gust of wind damaged the balloon, forcing him to abort the mission and parachute from about 4,900 meters altitude. The second attempt took place on 2nd of February 1966 with strato-jump 2. This time, he reached reached an impressive altitude of 37,642 meters. However, technical problems prevented him from disconnecting from the oxygen system, forcing him to return to Earth inside the capsule. As a result, the feat was not recognized as an official record by the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. On 1st of May 1966, Piana embarked on his third and final attempt with Strato Jump 3. During the ascent at about 17,000 meters altitude, a depressurization occurred in his suit, resulting in oxygen loss and severe brain damage. He fell into a coma and remained in that condition for nearly 4 months, passing away on 29th of August 1966. The Strato Jump 3 capsule is preserved and on display at the Boeing Aviation Hangar of the National Air and Space Museum in Chantilly, Virginia, United States. Piana's story was portrayed in the documentary Angry Sky, released in 2015 as part of ESPN's 30 for 30 series. Sheek Exley was one of the most renowned cave divers in history, known for his courage, technique, and pioneering contributions to safety in confined space diving. Tragically, his life was cut short on 6th of April 1994 at the age of 45 during an attempt to set a new depth world record at the El Zacaton cenote in Mexico. El Zacaton is considered the deepest cenote in the world, with an estimated depth of about 330 meters. Exley planned to descend beyond 300 meters using special gas mixtures to withstand extreme pressure and narcosis. During the descent, his dive partner Jim Bowden aborted the mission due to high gas consumption. Exley continued alone, and later his body was found entangled in the descent line, with the dive computer indicating a maximum depth of 276 meters. The exact cause of death was never determined, but experts suggest he may have suffered from high-pressure nervous syndrome, aggravated by the narcotic effects of nitrogen at great depths. It was also noted that he had deliberately wrapped the descent line around his cylinders, possibly to prevent his body from sinking further, complicating recovery. Bill Warner was an American motorcycle racer who stood out in the world of two-wheeled speed racing. In 2011, he set a world record by reaching approximately 502 kilometers per hour on a turbocharged Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle at the former Loring Air Force Base track in Maine, United States. On 14th of July 2013, during the event The Main Event, Warner attempted to break the 480 kilometers per hour mark over just 1 kilometer and 600 meters. During the attempt, he lost control of the motorcycle at about 459 kilometers per hour, left the track, and collided with a concrete light pedestal. Although conscious after the crash, Warner died about 1 hour later at Cary Medical Center in Caribou, Maine, United States. The exact cause of the accident was not determined, but mechanical failure or rear tire failure is suspected. Warner was known for his dedication and passion for speed racing, and his death was a significant loss to the motorsports community. The Balloon Fest of 1986 was an event held on 27th of September that year in Cleveland, Ohio, United States, organized by the United Way as a charitable action. The intent was to set a world record by releasing about 1,400,000 helium balloons into the sky. However, what was meant to be a celebration turned into an environmental and logistical disaster. For the release, a structure measuring 76 meters long by 46 meters wide and 3 stories high was built in the public square of Cleveland. Over 2,500 volunteers, mainly students, spent hours filling the balloons with helium. Originally, 2 million balloons were planned to be released, but the number was reduced to about 1,400,000 due to an approaching storm. Contrary to expectations, the balloons did not rise and disperse into the atmosphere. A cold front with rain caused them to descend still inflated, covering streets, lakes, and urban areas. The situation caused chaos in ground and air traffic and frightened animals. As a result of these incidents, the United Way faced lawsuits, including one for $3,200,000 filed by the wife of a fisherman and another for $100,000 filed by a horse owner. The terms of the settlements were not disclosed. Alex Harvel was an American motorcyclist and stuntman who died on 17th of June 2021 at the age of 28 during an attempt to break the motorcycle distance jump world record. The accident occurred at the Moses Lake Air Show, held at Grant County International Airport in Washington, United States. Harvel sought to surpass the approximately 107 meters mark set by Australian Robbie Madison in 2008. During a warm-up jump, he collided with the upper edge of the landing ramp, was thrown about 6 meters into the air, and and lost his helmet on impact. Despite medical teams being present, Harvel suffered blunt chest trauma and died en route to the hospital. A native of Corona, California, United States, Harvel began riding motorcycles at the age of 4 and developed a career as a motocross rider and stuntman. In 2012, he set a world record with a ramp jump of about 129.5 meters. The following year, in 2013, he broke another record with a jump of approximately 90 meters and 7/10. His death caused great sorrow in the extreme sports community. Writer Robbie Madison expressed deep sadness, stating that Harvel paid the ultimate price in pursuit of a new record. Sulaiman was a young Pakistani-American pilot who, at the age of 17, embarked on an ambitious journey to become the youngest pilot to fly around the world in a single-engine plane. Accompanied by his father, Babar Sulaiman, Haris departed from Plainfield, Indiana, United States on 19th of June 2014, aiming to complete the trip in 30 days. Besides pursuing the record, the duo had a philanthropic mission to raise funds for the Citizens Foundation, dedicated to educating underprivileged children in Pakistan. During the journey, they covered approximately 42,673 kilometers, stopping in 15 countries, including Iceland, the United Kingdom, Egypt, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Australia, and Fiji. On 22nd of July 2014, on the penultimate leg of the trip, the plane crashed into the Pacific Ocean shortly after taking off from Pago Pago in American Samoa, United States. Harris's body was recovered by rescue teams, but Babar remains missing. The tragedy moved communities in the United States and Pakistan. In recognition of their dedication to education and adventurous spirit, Haris and Babar Sulaiman were posthumously awarded the Sitara-i-Imtiaz, one of Pakistan's highest civil honors, in 2015. Rick Winters was one of 5 divers who participated in the historic 52 4/10 meters dive carried out in 1983 at SeaWorld in San Diego, United States for ABC's Wide World of Sports program. This event set the world record for the highest dive, a mark that still stands today under the classic criteria of the discipline. However, during the attempt, Winters suffered a femur fracture and had to be rescued from the water, unable to exit on his own. Despite the accident, the dive was considered a success and contributed to the world record at the time. Rick Winters' dive in 1983 remains a milestone in the sport, symbolizing the limits of human capacity and the inherent risks of attempts to surpass them. Nicholas Mavoli was an American freediver who died on 17th of November 2013 at the age of 32 during an attempt to set a new American record in the constant weight no fins discipline at the vertical blue competition held in the Bahamas. A native of Dunedin, Florida, Mavoli lived in Brooklyn, New York, where he worked as a set technician in television and also performed as an actor and screenwriter. He began his competitive freediving career in 2012 and quickly stood out, winning competitions and ranking among the best. During the vertical blue championship, Mavoli attempted a dive to 72 meters. After being submerged for 3 minutes and 38 seconds, he resurfaced, removed his mask, and signaled that he was all right, but soon lost consciousness and did not respond to resuscitation efforts. He was declared dead later that day. The cause of death was pulmonary edema, with 800 milliliters of fluid removed from his lungs. Mavoli was the first athlete to die in an international freediving competition, which led to the cancellation of the event and sparked debates about safety limits in the sport. On 3rd of April 2014, German skydiver Diana Paris, aged 46, died during an attempt to break the world record for the largest aerial formation in freefall, involving 222 skydivers from 28 countries. The jump took place in Eloy, Arizona, United States, as part of an event organized by World Team, an international skydiving group. Diana was an experienced skydiver with over 1,500 jumps recorded. During the formation attempt, her main parachute malfunctioned and was deployed too close to the ground, preventing the reserve parachute from having enough time to open fully. She was declared dead at the scene. Despite the tragedy, the organizers decided to continue the record attempts on subsequent days, dedicating the jumps in Diana Paris's honor. The accident underscored the inherent risks of skydiving, even among highly experienced athletes. Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.